What's up, everyone? Travis and Jon here. Jon, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
Good. We just had a fantastic episode. Jon's back in person, as you can tell. What? We're in my podcast studio, man cave. You'll hear it on the episode. Since Jon's back, we're actually going to start recording in person again. A lot of it's probably going to be here, or
he's got the better setup. Honestly.
Yeah. I got a little bit of my own room in here, so it's nice having it set up. As you guys can see, we're trying to make it a little bit fancier for the YouTube. So
looks good.
Yeah, it looks great in here. But Jon, what was about some of the stuff that we talked about today?
Man, we talked about my ride up from California to Washington. I think they'll find that a little bit interesting.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's absolutely crazy what Jon saw on the way up here. I can't believe it. I take that back. I can't believe it. That's what happens when you let people do what they do. But
yeah, what else did we talk about? We talked a little about maybe some people on that white ball journey might have a little bit of questions about where they're at with their current progress. Talked a little bit about San Diego. What else did we talk about, Travis?
Oh, one of the big things that we just started up, our strength and conditioning training. So that's good. We're, like we say in the episode, we're not going to tell who we're using yet, but we'll keep you guys updated on how it's going. But this week is the precursor for us actually starting it. So that's a big thing that's going on right now for us. Give a heads up that our website's ready to go, elbowstight.com, if you guys want to check it out. And yeah, just stuff like that. So it's a great episode. It's not super long, but it's a good one. It's nice being back in person and recording again, so. But without further ado, Jon, what's our beverage of the day, bro?
Well, I had the pleasure of drinking this Seven Seas Brewing, which is an Imperial Hazy IPA. Got to tell you, I really liked it. They were going down pretty smooth. I'm glad you only had a six-pack.
Yeah. I think we have one left. Yeah, these things are good.
Yeah, they're really good.
Tell me the details.
Oh, man, I didn't get to the details.
Jesus.
See. We got 8% alcohol, 12 fluid ounces. It's good. I like it. It's not too hoppy.
It's great.
It tastes good. It's an easy drinker. I like it.
Yeah. I think it's
It makes Travis burp a lot.
Yeah, it's like unfiltered. Every time we have like an unfiltered beer, I always get like super burpy.
Yeah, you handle the Zimas way better. You don't burp at all on those.
Zimas are delicious, though. I remember No, but it's good. I don't know maybe someone can hit us up in the comments or on social media what an Imperial IPA is. What's the difference between a normal IPA and Imperial IPA? Is this like a double IPA or something?
I thought it was something with the bitterness units that makes it an
Is
IPA.
it the IBUs?
I mean, I thought so, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably have to Google it after this. I'll GTS the question. But it's good. It's actually really smooth.
Yeah.
And for 8%, that's probably why I already feel a buzz.
Yeah, you're a lightweight.
Yeah. Well, I'm not lightweight, but
what I forgot to mention in this episode, too, was Travis didn't know how to read a memory card, so I felt like I finally got one over on him.
Oh, you're talking about... So, I don't know if you guys know this or not. I didn't, but some SD cards have a little lock switch on the side, so you can't actually read or write from it when it's locked. There's an actual physical switch on the side. I didn't know that.
He's amazed.
I didn't know that. I'm pretty techie, right? And I had no idea anything about that. So that was definitely a win for Jonathan today because he lost in the gym.
Like the first time
hard.
I was useful.
Yeah.
Like when it came to anything we do technically.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, man, why do I have Jon on the podcast? I'm like, you know what? It's the smile. It's got
it's the voice.
The voice of reason. So, but also we want to thank our sponsor for this episode, Crown Rash Guard. We mentioned them last time. If you guys haven't checked them out yet, crownrashguards.com. They sponsor in this episode. They are fantastic rash guards. I forgot to bring one in here this episode, but the next episode we'll do it. They're great. I absolutely love it. It's still my favorite rash guard. I just washed it, so I'll have it for tomorrow. So
maybe we'll wear it on the next one.
Just the rash guard?
Yeah, just rash guards, man. We'll represent.
I mean, I got to lose a little bit more weight before we do that.
We can put the camera out a little bit.
I got to get it all black and slimming then.
Yeah.
But Jon, how's your rash guard going? You liking it?
Yeah, I like it, man. I mean, I'll be honest. We got a couple rash guards, and I like it. No problem with it.
It's definitely my favorite. It's light. It's the blue sleeve on it is dope. So that way people know that I'm a blue belt when I'm walking down the street. Looking like John Dana here, always wearing rash guard wherever I go. But it's nice, man. So check them out, guys. You can find them on Instagram, elbows Crown Rash Guards on Instagram. Their website's crownrashguards.com, and they're great, man. Single guy owns the whole company. And he puts out a fantastic product, and they're affordable. So just make sure you guys go check them out and buy one. So, and then tell them we sent you. We don't get anything for it, but it'd be kind of cool if maybe we got a message saying, "Hey, someone said that you heard your podcast and they bought a rash guard because of it."
I like it.
I'll be like, "That's dope."
Victory.
So, but other than that, guys, thank you so much for sitting through the intro, and enjoy the episode of Elbows Tight Podcast. And we'll catch you guys later. Peace. Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Elbows Tight Podcast. It's your host, Travis and John. John, how you doing today?
I'm doing exceptionally well, especially since we're sitting side by side.
Side by side. Oh, I was supposed to wait.
He didn't wait for me.
I was supposed to wait.
That's all right.
John and I just sat down. This is obviously the new podcast room. It's getting set up pretty good in here.
It's very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. I got to get some sound panels on the back wall. That way it doesn't echo too bad, but it's coming along pretty good. So, how you been, John? How's it been home?
It's been fantastic. It's been really good. I've been tired. I think it's because you get home after working away for a long time, and it's just like all this stress drops off your shoulders.
Yeah, because you're home.
Yeah, I'm like, man, this is relaxing.
You're like, I have so much less responsibilities in my life. Like, this is great.
Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, you got back last week?
I think 2-3 days ago. Yeah,
2-3 days. Yep.
I left Thursday and got here Friday.
Dang.
Not too bad, all the way San Diego to Washington.
That's not bad at all. Mm-mm. How was the drive?
The drive was pretty good. We made good time. Left pretty much 7 in the morning and got a hotel at 5 p.m.
Oh, heck yeah, dude.
I was like, I'm old, man. I'm trying to drive like 20 hours. The first time I did that drive back when I was 22, I think, I drove it straight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, I was when I was driving back up, I was telling Lauderdale, I was like, I think I'm just gonna drive the 20 hours straight and just be good. And then I think I was like halfway into the first day, and I was like, I'm definitely not gonna do this the whole way.
Yeah, right?
This is way too long, actually.
I was like, I'm not driving once it gets dark. I'm finding some place to stay, which was entertaining. We can talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah,
but, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, when I was driving up, I had texted my sister-in-law. And I was like, hey, I'm driving up. Can I stay at your guys' place for the night? Or am I going to have to, like, get a hotel? Like, I don't mind, whatever, right? And she didn't get back to me. And I was getting close to where they live. And I was like, please text me. Please text me. Please text me. Right? And then I was literally an hour away from their house. And she texted me. She's like, oh, my God, I just saw this. Are you still close? I was like, I'll be there in, like, 45 minutes. Like,
I'm pulling in the driveway right now.
Yeah. So it worked out pretty good. But I ended up staying with them for the night, and I actually surprised Lauderdale on the way home. But no crazy stories for me from that, except for when we were driving down there, we stopped in Stockton, California, and we just happened to pick probably the shadiest part of Stockton to pull in and use the bathroom. It was literally, the parking lot was full of tweakers and
I saw that a lot the whole way up. It was pretty interesting.
Tweakers.
Yeah, tweakers, encampments. We can talk about all that later.
Though, yeah.
After our beer of the day.
Yeah. Oh, well, we ain't going to do that right now. But
that's true. That's later.
Yeah.
Oh, you ruined it.
Yeah, I didn't ruin it. What are you talking about, bro? But it is a delicious beer. Yeah. I'm going to take another drink. Hold on a second.
Well, speaking of, so when we were driving up, it was weird. Like, I guess since I've been in San Diego, the last 6-7 months, I haven't really paid attention to too much. But you got all the stuff with the politics right now.
Yeah.
The riot, people talking about homelessness, whatnot. I haven't really seen anything different than what I've normally seen as far as like the homeless encampments.
Here or
anywhere,
oh,
really.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same stuff I've seen the last, 10 years, except for driving back up here. We were shocked. Like, and for me to be shocked on something like that, you're like, I mean, we're going through like, I think it's the Sesquin or something like that mountains. It's right after Redding. It's like pure like mountain passes.
Okay, yeah. I remember
I mean,
driving
we
through
were
there.
looking at homeless encampments through
That's
those.
Northern California, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing out there, and there was homeless encampments on both sides of the freeway.
You're like, it snows.
Well, it was so weird because it was like from that moment on, all the way through Portland was almost an encampment every few miles.
Really?
And when we hit Portland, I've never seen it that bad. Not even in Seattle.
Oh my god.
Nothing. Portland was so it was just both sides. We even like rows of burnt up RVs and cars and encampments. I was like, this is insane. And we didn't see people in them, which was weird.
Right.
So I don't know, like someone is going to have to clean that stuff up. And I was like, it was just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's like I think we were talking to Olivia, your daughter, right? When she was talking about like there's a difference between like a bum and a homeless person, right? Like a bum is a person that's like just homeless for no reason and they just want to live off the government and they go around like trash. And like if you guys ever been to downtown Seattle, you'll see it. But there's literally underpasses of the freeway on streets. In the streets that you walk down, there's like people like crapping on the streets, and then they can only stay in one spot for 30 days or something like that.
I think so.
And after they leave, the city has to clean up their mess, and it's like it's terrible, man. It's terrible. And I saw a little bit of that coming through Portland, and I was surprised because it was like all of Oregon was just all the major freeway.
And Redding was interesting. Actually, the hotel we stopped at, I asked the guy at the counter. I was like, "Hey, man, is it okay if, since I'm right outside my truck, I leave my bikes in the bed of the truck?" They're electric bikes, you know. I think both bikes together cost around $3,000. They're
MBD,
heavy.
he's small flex, you know.
No, but I mean, like, you know, they cost a little bit of money.
You know, they're kind of expensive. I'll make some good money.
Well, I was like, "Will they be okay in the bed of the truck?" And he was like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah,
He was like, "Take them out," and they locked them up for me in like their conference room, and he's like, "Take everything out your vehicle." And I was like, "Well, I can't do that. I got like 6 months worth of stuff in the back seat." So he actually let me pull the truck underneath, you know, where you normally just stop and you go in. And
Right.
So they watched the vehicle for me all night.
That's so nice, man.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, that's great."
He looked at you like, "Do you know where you are?"
Yeah, he was like, "No, you cannot leave anything in your vehicle."
He's like, "Why would you even ask that question, bro? Do you see what it looks like outside?"
And then the other weird part of that trip was, you know, they asked me when I was checking into the hotel. They were like, "Oh, where are you coming from?" And I thought it was just idle conversation.
Right.
So I'm like, "Oh, San Diego. I've been on there the last couple months working." And they were like, "Oh, okay, let me get you your room." And then there was another gentleman that had pulled in, and he was pulling a U-Haul. You can tell he'd been on the road for quite some time. And when he was getting a room, they asked him the same question. "Oh, where are you coming from?" And whatever state, it wasn't California. And they had to turn him around. They were like, "Sorry.
You got to go do the quarantine,
yeah,
right?
we can't give you a room until you do a 14-day quarantine." And I was like, "Ooh, how does that even work?" I mean, so I'm guessing the lesson learned is then you go to the next one and say you're coming from California.
Yeah. I literally just came from down the street. You know, I was visiting some in-laws.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, that's when my mom came to visit back in March, right at the beginning of all this stuff. She ended up staying 2 weeks because she's like, "All right, I'll just quarantine here," because we ended up our honeymoon got canceled because of COVID, and so she's like, "All right, I'll just stay with you guys for 2 weeks and self quarantine here. That way, when I get home, I don't have to quarantine." And then she got back to Boston, and they're like, "No, you had to quarantine while you're here too." So she was out of work for a month quarantining because she thought she was doing the right thing when she was quarantining here, but it turns out she wasn't. So I was like, "I'm sorry, Mom, that sucks."
It's just crazy times right now.
Yeah, agreed.
Insane.
Yeah, especially because there's a lot of places that keep closing back down and opening up and closing back down, and you know, you can't eat inside a restaurant, but you can go inside a tent outside the restaurant and eat. And like,
science is really weird. Something about being in that plastic, I guess.
COVID does not like heat lamps in plastic
Right.
tents. It does not go inside there. You know, so or it's like planes, right? Like you can't be 6 feet or within 6 feet of each other, and then planes are recycled air for hours on end, jam packed like sardines in a can. But I'm not here to. I'm not a scientist. I don't know the science behind everything. I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
how things like that happen.
Well, and you know, I think I told you a lot. Most of the restaurants out in that Seacoast area I was at in Imperial Beach, they've closed. Not closed to open up later. They like had to close doors.
That's terrible, man.
So there's only literally the taco shop that's open and that little pizza place.
That's crazy.
I was like, unbelievable. And the taco place just said, the hell with it. And they put up a banner that they're opening back up. And they're all outdoor eating for anyone that cares. They don't have indoor dining. It's strictly outdoor.
Yeah.
50 tables outdoors, well separated.
Yeah, and especially during like the summertime, it's really nice because when I was down there, it was cool because we'd get off work or before we go to work or whatever, we would go out to eat. And then, it's beautiful sunny outside. They got like shaded areas, and some places when a little fancier got like misters for you if it was, you paying a pretty dollar, but it was nice. Mm-hmm. But then when the winter time comes, it's like, why am I out here, bro? I might as well just sit at home and eat because it's not worth it. It's
absolutely.
Not worth it at all. So you're looking forward to training again when you come back up?
Yeah, tomorrow.
That's right. John's about to get crushed.
About to get it. Oh, it's going to be rough.
Crushed.
Yeah, it's been what's it been? At least a month and probably close to a month and a half. So.
Yeah, because you had to stop training when you were down there, right?
Yeah, but I got a strategy for tomorrow. I'm going to look for like the smallest, most out of shape individual I can find in the class and be like, "Hey, man, partner up."
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
If any killer's looking at me, you all know I'm just going to avoid eye contact. All of a sudden, I got something else to look at.
you're like, Travis. That's my wife in the background. If you didn't see her. If you guys are watching the video, that's her doing chores around the house, leaving the doors open to the podcast room.
You're like, he's lucky. So
what are you looking forward to most about coming back into training, John?
Well, I'm looking forward to getting in shape for sure, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the changes you've been telling me about. I'm excited.
Yeah, they're good, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna have a whole lot of fun. Even just our coaching with Cody. In general is much better also. Yeah, I'm
looking forward to that. I'm glad it's Cody teaching and, whoever's teaching at the moment. But I will say I sometimes get nervous, anytime you get like a new instructor or a new teacher. Because it's like, man, do you have to you got to meet someone all over again?
Yeah.
Get all that going again.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like, who the hell gave this guy his blue belt?
Yeah.
We need to take that thing away. But no, it's all good.
Yeah, we Charles got back into it also.
How's he liking it?
Dude, he was pumped.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. He's like, oh, do you think I should put the stripes back on my belt? I was like, how about this, bro? You do tonight's class. If you feel like you want to start all over again because you forget too much stuff, then we can go ahead and keep the stripes off your belt. If you do the class and you're like, I missed this, I want my stripes back on my belt, then we'll put the stripes back on your belt. It's not a big deal, right? He left that class, dude, and he's all like, I want my stripes. I was like, you're a smart man. I was like, because you earned them, you did everything you had to do in order to get them. So why not wear your stripes, So, but he loves it. I was telling him about the new professor, and I was like, bro, he don't play. I was like, don't be messing around. But he doesn't teach kids classes. Cody and Nate and a couple other blue belts are the ones that teach the kids class. And so I was like, but if you roll with him, he don't mess around. He'll call you out, And he's like, why would a coach do that? I was like, because that's what a good coach is supposed to do. Like, he's supposed to let you know where you're messing up or where your faults are. I was like, some coaches do it a little bit more abrasively than others do, So, but he was really nervous about meeting Sean, but Sean doesn't teach the kids class, so he ain't got nothing to worry about with that. But I think I told you, right? He pulled me in the middle of class one time to be his like uke, and he's like, all right, now it's your turn to do the move. He's like, and you're a blue belt, so don't mess this up. And I was like,
done. Consider
you're
it
in the headlights. All right, sorry about this, bro.
I'd be like, you should have called anyone else but me.
Yeah. Did you, when you were training in San Diego, did you ever feel like someone was like headhunting because you had that blue belt on you when you were at that gym?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Yeah, and the reason why is there was like 4 or 5 black belts in every class, a couple brown belts, purples, probably 10 or 11 blue belts. Like, it was so diverse that was nothing.
So you never felt like someone was trying to prove something or?
No, not really. I thought, I think I mentioned it before. The biggest difference for me was I was kind of used to our school and like some things we're allowed to do and some things we're not allowed to do. Yeah. So I was not expecting them to be done to me. And then once they were,
like you got knee barred by a white belt or something, toe hold or something.
Yeah,
like that,
toe
right?
hold. Like first guy I was rolling with, and I was like, oh shit. Well, I guess all this is out the window. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, well, whatever. But it was actually I liked it because I didn't worry about. You know, I just did whatever I wanted. I didn't worry about it, and
right.
I liked it, and I was rolling with one of the black belt owners there, and he threw me in a wrist lock, and you know what? I wasn't even looking for it because I never have them do that to me. And I was like, oh, that was awesome.
You're like, I loved it. That was great. Thank you so much. I started recently following this this group on Instagram. What was it? The Wrist Lockers Instagram page or something like that. But you don't use Instagram, so I couldn't really tag. I was like, it's gonna be funny if I tag him. Oh, you do?
I do,
bro. Like if you guys are looking for some good wrist locks,
don't watch any of these. It's a well kept secret.
It's dude. Some of them are like legit. I was like, man. A lot of them are when people tie up with you, and they like have the hand in your collar, or they think they're in a dominant position, and then you just wrist lock them. And I'm like, man, this is so smooth.
I like them. To me, it's a good equalizer.
Yeah,
especially for the big, stronger, more athletic guys. It's like gets me. Now you got to slow down a little bit. But I also find if I try to get it on this like a higher belt and I fail, then they whoop my ass the whole rest of the round. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, nice.
Yeah, Cody. Every time I roll with him, he's like, I can't wait for Jon to come back. I'm gonna just do nothing but wrist locks on him. I'm like. Jon's made such an impression on some people with his wrist locks that he's known for his wrist locks.
Yeah, I can't do them anymore because now they expect
everyone knows it.
Yeah, so I don't even try anymore with them. But at least they're worried about it.
My big thing lately is knee bars. Like I've been really trying to like incorporate knee barring into my submissions. And so I like to play into people's guards, like especially in their open guards, because one, I enjoy trying to pass people's guards. Like it's like one of my favorite things to do is like a good guard pass is like, I'm like, yes, man, like that. I just did that. And then two, I like to put myself in the bad position instantly and then work from there, because if they don't straight attack me when I'm like in their half guard or whatever, then I know I have a chance. You know what I mean? So a lot of the time what I'll do is I'll get in people's like open guard and roll into try to do like a knee bar from their open guard or something like that when they like go to lock in half or they try to do something. I don't even know how I do it most of the time, to tell you the truth. It's just like, I'm like, there goes the knee. I got to get on video, and I'll try to put it on my Instagram when I do it, because sometimes I feel like it's pretty smooth when I do it, but it could be super clunky when I see it on video. I'm like, bro, I look like I'm flopping around.
The video helps. Yeah,
it does. Like when we were in Japan, we videoed ourselves.
I was like, yeah, I'm just laying there. Why am I just laying there? The guy, I need to move. Look, I
feel like I'm doing something, but I'm actually
just laying there. Yeah, absolutely.
Did you video yourself at all in San Diego or anything like that?
No, but I did a lot of reading and watched a lot of videos. And I think I'm going to work on trying to think less when we're actually rolling.
Yeah.
Like I just want to no hesitation, because I think I find myself like thinking, hey, I want to do this, and then I'm focused on it, and I think it slows it down a little bit. And I think that's why I think you'll like competing, because you don't have the option to think.
Yeah, it's like just go.
It's just go.
Yeah.
I think if you can capture that, it helps.
Yeah, that was one thing that Sean probably changed my game the most so far, is I've never been told I'm slow. You know what I mean? I've always been told like to slow down.
Yeah.
And so when I would roll with him, I would, get in a bad position, or I would feel like he's probably attacking something, and I would just chill. And
yeah,
bro, he straight up told me in the middle of the roll, he's like, quit being lazy. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not going to do something when I'm in a bad position. He's like, no, bro, you have to fight. Like, you should always be fighting. You shouldn't accept a bad position and then try to work from it. You should like try never to be put there. Yeah. And so ever since then, when I start feeling like I'm getting in a bad position, I'm like just fighting for it. Like when I roll with Cody now, or even with Sean, I feel like they're way more intense, because I'm trying to never stop moving. So I feel like my cardio game's getting a little bit better. I may be a little heavier right now, but I feel like my cardio game's getting better, because Sean's told me, like, you got to start moving more. You got to start moving. Like, don't just lay there.
Yeah, I try to keep that in mind too, but I find myself, like you'll just forget to keep that mindset, and then you fall right back into that.
Yeah.
And then luckily, I'll have a video, or maybe I'm like watching someone else and I see them just laying there.
Right.
I'm like, move.
Why aren't you moving?
And I'm like, shit, I'm not moving either. You know what I mean? It's hard to keep that at the forefront. But
so, what was your biggest lesson that you learned when you were down in San Diego?
Jiu-jitsu wise?
Yeah.
Biggest lesson. I don't know about biggest lesson.
Was there any aha moments when you were down there, or something that you feel like you're going to bring with you? Up here.
If I had an aha moment, and I don't know if I'd really call it that, but I was having a lot of fun in San Diego, and I think it's because, for one, no one knew me.
Very nice.
You know what I mean? Like, it felt like there was no expectation really, so I was really just enjoying the classes.
Right.
And I don't know. I think sometimes at our school, like, we're fairly new. We got a small handful of blue belts, right?
Right.
I feel like the expectation was a little higher. Like, you guys should know all this.
Like, why aren't you doing this?
Right, but after rolling with all those fools in San Diego and those higher belts, it's like, we're good. Like we're fine, right? Like
we're perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with this.
But it made me enjoy jiu-jitsu a little more, where I wanted to go to class and, I wasn't worried so much about getting it wrong.
Right.
I just feel like that was good. I was excited while I was down there in the classes. Yeah. So I just want to bring that back here.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I've definitely, we've talked about it before. Like, every once in a while, you kind of, and anyone can attest out there, like, you think you're like doing good, and either you meet someone that kind of, put you back in your place, or you get to the point where you're kind of losing it. You're just like not really into it anymore. And you're just like, I don't know, man.
It's like a chore. Like,
yeah,
it's like, class.
I guess I'll go to jiu-jitsu tonight. And lately, it's not been like that for me again. Like, the fire's like relit under me,
That's good.
And so that's real nice. And our school has actually been pretty popular lately too. Like, our classes are a little bit bigger. We have more new faces. And I listened to this thing that Joe Rogan was. It was like this inspirational thing from Joe Rogan, because everyone wants to use Joe Rogan stuff when it comes to jiu-jitsu, right? Because, he's a black belt by Eddie Bravo, and he has his black belt in gi also, which from a different person. But he was talking about, like, when you're a blue belt, you don't roll with higher belts all the time, because all you're going to do is you're just going to get crushed. You're just going to keep getting crushed and crushed and crushed, and you're never going to be able to do moves that you want to learn. He's like, what you should do is roll with lots of white belts and practice your moves on less experienced people and hone them and get better at them, and then try to attempt them on higher belts. And I was like, that's so smart.
Yeah.
Like, I never, like, I was always, I always had the mindset of, I'm rolling with a white belt. I just need to, like, not crush them, right? But now I'm kind of like using the moment of, like, if I'm rolling with someone less of experience, whether a blue belt or white belt or whatever, if I feel like they're less experienced than me, then I kind of just use that opportunity to, I've been wanting to work on this. Like, I'm going to try nothing but doing this role, or I'm going to put myself in this position and see what I can do from here kind of mindset. And I feel like it's honestly helped my game quite a bit, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I can see that. And I guess I feel like we mainly roll with white belts and blue belts here. We don't have a lot of the hires, but I roll with a lot of the higher belts in San Diego, and actually that helped me out because they would tell me what I was doing wrong in the rolls.
Yeah, smart.
And I don't get that here.
True.
They'd be like, hey, nope, actually you don't want to do that. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks.
You're like, oh, I don't.
and it was interesting because I'm not the quickest learner. Sometimes you got to tell me 10 times.
No, you don't say.
Choke me out 20, and then I'll.
You
realize,
don't say.
Maybe I should stop letting him get a hand there. But one of the black belts were there. He'd tell me something, like he would come and watch me with someone else, and then tell me what I was doing wrong.
That's so good, man.
And then I'd pick it up like right away and do it on the next roll, and he'd be like, "Oh, you fixed it. Good job."
Yeah,
that's
legit.
It was nice to have him watch and then fix it while I was rolling.
Yeah, that's something I wish we could have more of at our school. But, I mean, it happens. We're still relatively small. Well, we are a small school. And we don't have a homegrown black belt yet or a homegrown brown belt yet. Like, Cody is a purple, almost brown. He should be a brown this year, hopefully, is what we're all hoping for. But so we don't have that I don't know, that community, I guess you could say, of people. But one day.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're going to be those guys, right?
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, we're doing good. Like, I think the hardest part about people that are on this journey right now is just, just sticking to it and the time. And, I think, what are we, like 3 years in now?
Yeah, May's going to be 3 years, man.
Yeah, right. I think
crazy.
That's,
so
just
crazy.
Continuing to plug at it, continuing to go.
Yeah.
And I think when you make those leaps and bounds, you don't even realize it, and you just keep going.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to believe that we're coming up on 3 years now, man. Like, the school's about to be 3 years old. November was a year of us being blue belts.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy? It's already been a year. So, and the time really flies by. And if I could tell beginner Travis something now, if I could go back in time, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really know if I would really tell myself much. Probably just enjoy it more and don't focus on the belt so much, right? Because I felt like once I started getting the hang of it, I really focused on getting that blue belt. And I kind of lost, I don't know, maybe I had tunnel vision and I didn't want to focus on other things too much. But I would probably tell him, like, don't focus on the blue belt. It's going to come. It will come, right? Like, just have more fun. Because I felt like we kind of burnt ourselves out because you and me were like...
We were going hard.
We're going hard,
We're going
right?
to get this. We're going to get
right?
this.
We were like 3-4 times a week on top of training, on top of open mats by ourselves. And, I still had a blast, but I think if I didn't focus on trying or doing it just to get the belt, it probably would have been a whole lot more fun.
Well, I think
you know what I mean?
Trying it for that belt, at least the first belt, right? I think, like, the reason we wanted that so much is that means, like, it's almost like... you're doing it.
Yeah,
you're
it's an accomplishment.
Yeah. I mean, that's really why I wanted it so much.
I kind of feel like it's a validation.
Yeah, that's what I guess
what I mean?
I'm getting at. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. And it's kind of like no one wants to be a white belt forever in jiu-jitsu, right? Unless you run a podcast called Forever White Belt. Shout out to them. But
hey, I just wish, like, if you're really not getting it and it's not for you, because I think you ask yourself that question if you're a white belt, 1 year, 2 years, however long, 3 years. I don't know. I don't know what all schools do, right?
Right.
But if you're that far along and no one's telling you something, like, I would be like, please tell me if this is not something I should be doing so I can just stop. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like that, that's where I think we were getting at. Like, man, it's almost 2 years into this. Maybe we're just not picking it up.
Yeah, I know. And you kind of, honestly, everyone that we ever rolled with when we were white belts was like, oh, you guys doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. And at one point, you're like, hold on a second. Like, are they just saying this? Or are they? Is this a real thing?
Is this pity? Like, what's going on here?
And that's what we talked about with our buddy Alan is like, really anyone that is able to promote someone. Like, have you ever given like a pity belt before? And Maliki talked about this on his podcast too. He's like, yeah, absolutely. Not everyone is going to get a belt because they are a world class whatever.
I'll attest to that.
I'll attest to you being that. Yeah, absolutely. No,
I'm with you.
I forgot where I was going with that now. But yeah, so like I was always wondering, like I want to make sure that, and I think that's probably why we trained so hard. Is I felt like we wanted to like our own validation also. Like I earned this. Like I put in the work.
I definitely
as much
felt
as
like,
hard.
Yeah, earned. Like I didn't feel like it was given.
Yeah, definitely. And we kind of talked about it at the beginning when we first started this podcast before we were blue belts about testing, and I think we were kind of against testing at first, but then after going through testing, I realized like I earned my stuff, bro. Like I was got my butt kicked for that whole time, and I was exhausted. And granted, people were like, "You're doing great, Travis. Put your arm here. Sweep me. You're good."
I think we were worried about testing because we didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
Like, is it testing like you're going to yell something at me and I need to do it? That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
If it's testing,
John's never good at that.
Where I'm rolling and then I need to do it, okay, I can do it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to name it, we're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. I want you to do a butterfly sweep from half guard into. I'm like, nope.
Right,
like,
just
I'm good.
Call it good, man. I'm done. For sure.
So you Are you gonna try to get your purple, or are you just gonna see if it comes? And
I'm just going to go do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about any more rankings or any of that stuff. You know, I'm just
not me.
Go.
I'm young. I'm trying to get that purple.
I'm just gonna keep going. That's all I can tell you. I'm just gonna keep training, keep going, and it's different. You're 30. I'm 43. Right.
I'm 31. Thank you very much.
Oh, he's 31. At some point,
No, I
ain't
agree.
gonna be like I'm gonna be like like Travis just killed me out there on the weight bench in his garage. Like at some point, it's just the way it goes.
Yeah, and that's a good key way into the next thing to talk about.
I can't expect myself to keep to beat everyone.
John wanted to try out some strength and conditioning training. And we talked about it on the last episode too. And today we were working on our 1 rep max because everything that we do for the programming is percentage work. So we benched and squatted 1 rep max today.
Yeah.
But John's a little hard on himself. He had a good squat. I remember back in the day when I first started CrossFit and working out, I couldn't even bench squat 275.
Well, my squat was the same as my bench. The squat should be more than the bench.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
You did
mine were
245
mine were the
right?
same.
Yeah. And on that note, guys,
I
we'll see you guys next time on Elbow Step
at least got 40 more on the squat.
Yeah. You squatted 260. He squatted 265. Was it completely below parallel? No. But he bent his knees. It's like
Barely.
What's funny is we were talking about we should record our journey on this strength and conditioning program. We're not going to tell who it is yet. But we were going to record today's session, and I was like, you know what? We'll max out today, and then on actual day 1, which is probably going to happen next Monday, right?
Yep.
We agreed next Monday. Next Monday, we're going to record and probably do a vlog series and put it on the YouTube page to track our journey through the 12 weeks. Because it's a 12-week program,
12-week program.
three times a week.
Yep.
And then we'll be training 2-3 times a week. I'll probably only be training 2 times a week from now on for quite some time because I have class and with the baby and everything like that. And training 2 times a week still keeps it relatively fun for me. If I go 3 times a week, I still have fun, but I feel like my body gets hurt.
You talking about
much
the
more.
jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm with you. I'm planning on sticking to the normal Tuesdays and Thursdays classes.
Yeah. And then open mat on Saturday.
I mean, if I'm feeling froggy,
Then leap.
Yeah.
But so John and I are going to do Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and then Saturday we're going to take as a podcast day to record the podcast. So hopefully we'll be doing weekly episodes now for a while to be more consecutive because obviously you guys can tell we've had a little bit of a hard time being consistent lately just because everything that's been going on in the world in our lives. But now that John's back, we really don't have any excuse besides we're just lazy. So,
yeah, we're like neighbors.
Like a good neighbor.
Yeah.
Jonathan is there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you need another one? Hold on. Let me grab our beverage of the day that we're not talking about yet.
Yeah, not yet. Gracias.
But yeah, so this is where we're at now. I'm excited. I felt pretty good squatting today and benching today. Well, my bench, like John talks about how his squat has never been his strong suit. My bench has never been my strong suit, man.
Yeah.
Like I hit 245 for a single day. Maybe if John and I really wanted to push it, I could have gotten more. But I was like, I don't really want to like max out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'll hit a number I want to hit and I'll be good. Like I squatted 365 for a single, which felt good. And then benched 245, which, I mean, I've never really benched more than 245, to tell you the truth.
We probably could have pushed 20 more.
Yeah, I agree.
But you would have had to spot me for sure.
Yeah, and you would have had to spot me for sure. And then our wives had just returned from their walk. And
we
they
can't
were like,
show we can't lift the weight in front of them. They're like, oh, we'll watch. And I was like, well, now I can't even try the weight.
Yeah.
Can't see them fail, right?
Yeah. You married me because I'm strong. I can't fail in front of you. But no, yeah. So that was fun. I'm excited to do this because the programming looks legit because it gives you your warm up. It has like a little bit of a meal plan in it. There's a lot more to it than I thought there was gonna be.
It's pretty in depth.
Yeah. At first, I thought it was going to be just a 12-week program because it's I don't want to say generic because it's not really generic, but it's generic. So you buy the 12 weeks all at once, and it's not personalized at all. It's just 12 weeks drawn out of the same thing for everyone, which is good, right? But I thought there was going to be less than what actually he gave us.
And this was strength training to help with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Just in people, we're not just doing a random one.
Right,
this is strictly just supposed to help with your jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and I told John that we're not going to, I think he slipped up one time, but we're going to try not to say whose strength and conditioning training it is yet because we want to go through it and then give our honest opinion and give you guys an honest opinion, and we don't want you guys to feel that.
Well, they don't know we're doing it either. The people that
exactly
own it.
Yeah, so we're gonna try it out, and then I've been on another program for strength and conditioning training for a couple months now, and then John said, "Hey, I got this one. Do you want to do it?" I said, "Yeah, let's do it. I'm willing to try it by all means because it's a one-time fee. The one I've been doing is a monthly fee, but it's personalized, and then." So I was like, yeah, let's do it. It sounds fun. And so today we did our maxes for bench and squat. And then when are we doing it again? Wednesday?
Yeah, we'll do the what was it?
Deadlift and strict press.
Yeah. It's been so long, I can't even remember what a strict press is.
It's like you sitting there and you're like,
oh, my least favorite. I think you had to sit on a box or something. And do
no,
it,
you
right?
don't have to sit on a box. I mean, you can if you don't want to, if you want to make sure that you're not using your legs at all. But it's just like
I'm a cheat if I can. Absolutely.
I'm gonna give it a slight dip. That was like when I coached CrossFit. I'd be like, and there's strict presses, and I'm like, that was a push trick. He's like, that does not count as a PR. I appreciate you trying really hard, but that does not count. So, but yeah, so we're doing that and starting next week, and then. I've been doing my nutrition lately too, trying to lose some weight because if I can compete this year, I kind of want to, but I don't want to do it in the same weight group as Nate because he got crushed.
Man, we should share some of those pictures on the website.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of website, we'll talk about that.
Do you like that? You like
that
in there? Give you a little refresher.
Our website is up, everyone. So if you guys want to check out our website, it just got finished. It is beautiful. We're going to put blogs up and also like what we use to podcast, how we started podcasting, and tips and tricks and stuff like that. The things that we've done since starting jiu-jitsu. But it's up and it's beautiful. You can listen to all the episodes there. Also, you could join our mailing list. There's just it's awesome. Honestly, I couldn't be happier with how the website came out.
But it looks really good.
It looks really good. It's elbowstight.com if you guys want to go check it out at elbowstight.com. And let us know what you guys think. If you guys want to join our mailing list, we're going to have more YouTube videos and whatnot. We're working on a whole bunch of stuff right now behind the scenes. As you can see, we're trying to get the video podcast to the next level, our audio to the next level and all that stuff. But the website... I ended up just hiring someone. John and I originally were doing it ourselves, and I was like, "Oh, I can do web design. I can do web design."
I'm sure most of our listeners understand what it's like: full-time jobs, trying to keep up with your hobbies,
training. And then Fiverr.com. They're not sponsoring this, but they're an amazing website. If you guys have never used them, if you're looking for like a freelance web designer or graphic designer, podcast like. Editor or whatever. That's who I went through, and it was $100. And that thing looks dope. It looks so good. I'm so excited. So check it out, elbowstight.com. But what else do we got going on behind the scenes?
I think that's about it.
About it right now, right?
Yeah.
Life is in good though. I'm excited that you're back, man.
Me too.
Got my dog back.
I'm ready to put that Crown rash guard to use tomorrow.
Ooh-wee. I'm excited.
Gonna be nice.
It's gonna be real nice.
I was gonna try to shed about 5 pounds before I put it on, but it'll be under the gi, so
Yeah,
that's all right.
I'm about to look like a package of hot dogs when I wear mine, bro, with all the rolls. Since I started my nutrition, I gained a couple pounds.
Well, is it the muscle weight? I mean, doesn't muscle weigh more? Yeah.
I mean, a pound of feathers is the same as a pound of bricks.
All I know is you're not in my weight class anymore, so we can't roll on that.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
You're like outside of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely am. But we're about the same age, so then we can roll. Yeah. I mean, you roll with Billy. Billy's about the same age difference that you and I are.
Yeah, but Billy weighs less than me.
Okay, so I'm double negative.
Billy is a specimen of being in shape.
Ain't that the truth?
And he's in his 50s, and it doesn't stop him.
He does that. Yeah, it's pretty great. So, but anything else you want to talk about, John?
I don't think so, man.
Yeah. It's a pretty good episode. It doesn't seem too long, but I definitely enjoyed it. It's nice to have you back. It's nice to be sitting here recording an actual episode too, in person and at home. And hopefully you guys enjoy the video and the audio and whatnot. So if you guys want to give us any feedback, please, by all means, you can hit us up. Our email is admin@elbowstight.com. Give us some feedback, or elbowstight podcast@gmail. We have 2 different ones. Hit us up on social media or whatever, all that fancy stuff, like our Facebook page. Go to iTunes, give us a 5-star review. I mean, just
there you go.
The typical stuff. You know, that's how we got our sponsor for this episode, Crown Rash Guard. So
perfect.
Other than that, I don't have anything. Thanks you guys so much for listening to this episode of Elbows Tight Podcast, and we will catch you guys next time. Remember, no oil checks here.
Later. I'm not saying it. That's all you.
Us. Later, guys.